Welcome to Moving Pictures NG15 update here at the beginning of June at Dinas Depot, and we have got around 6 months update to give to you today, and as it's lovely weather this year in the UK, we thought we'd do this update outside in the sunshine, so apologies if I'm squinting a little. We'll start from the front of the loco, give you an update on what we've worked on and completed in the last few months. As you can see, the cow catcher now mounted and the front coupling has been adjusted so that it will meet up hopefully with the other items of rolling stock on the railway in a smooth manner. We've also started work in the smoke box on the spark arrestor. That's around a third complete now, with the table plate and the surrounds for the mesh which will be installed there to catch the large particles and stop them going out of the chimney of the loco and setting fire to whales, which we don't like to do at all, and hopefully this locomotive will never ever do that. Moving down, we have since January at our working parties we've lagged and clad the cylinder covers here. We've installed the handrails along the boiler. The completed lagging and cladding is now fully mounted. We've left the plastic covering on the stainless boiler bands for now, just to stop them getting damaged, and we'll remove those later. We've also installed the ejector exhaust pipe along the boiler barrel, and the lubrication pipe work and the lubricators are now complete, and we're shortly going to fill those with oil, prime the pipes and check that all the various items of the locomotive are getting cylinder oil from this lubricator and bearing oil from the fireman's side onto the front Krauss-Helmholtz truck, and also all the piston and valve spindles and the pistons and valves themselves will be supplied by this lubricator here. We installed the drive rod on each side as well a couple of months ago, and now we are ready to commission this part of the loco. Okay, moving back down the loco here, we have got some pretty obvious new parts here. The large delivery pipe for the feed water coming down to the injectors under the cab, and also the steam supply for the injectors from the manifold. These are started in January. I think in the last video you saw us doing the very first one, and these have been completed recently on both sides of the engine. As you can see, they're very bespoke, and there's a lot of skill goes into making those. We've had great support from the staff, Boston Lodge and Dinas, on the pipe work and the fittings. Almost all the new fittings been made here at Dinas, and the pipes have been bent by staff members from Boston Lodge. We also completed some adjustments to the loco's motion in the last 3 months to make sure that both valve gear sides are equal, and we've completed last weekend an adjustment in the mid gear to ensure that there's no misalignment between the valve travel on both sides of the loco. And now we're ready to set the piston valves in a couple of weeks time and fit the piston rings, which is the last items that we need to complete on the bottom end of the locomotive's running gear. Underneath you can't see, but there's been some further work to complete the safety straps for the brake rigging, just in case a brake rod would ever shear in service. Those are straps which will catch any items like that in the unfortunate case of failure, so they didn't do further damage under the engine or to the track. Original design features that we've recreated underneath. And also the ash pan has a sliding door on this loco, unlike most of the rest of our fleet, and we've installed that underneath, so that opens and closes to drop the fire at the end of the day on the loco. It's important to make sure that's very reliable as well, so we've spent some time to make sure that the movement is good, as if we can't open or close that door, the loco can't run any further. And now we arrive at the big news of the last few days, the cab. So as you can see behind me, the cab structure now is complete after those months of making a wooden mock-up cab and also building the cab on the floor in the workshop, because we didn't have the necessary height in the workshop under the lifting gear to build the complete cab on the locomotive. So this last weekend we have finally been able to bring the roof on top of the sides and front. So in common with our colleagues at Boston Lodge in their video updates, we can proudly say the new roof is on. And we're pretty pleased with the cab. Went together quite well before 11 o'clock, and we'd planned all day for that, for some adjustments. So hopefully everybody can agree in the video. The loco now looks very splendid with its new design of cab, which is based on the South African design and slightly amended to suit our driving position and the weather conditions here in North Wales. So now in the cab, obviously, and in the driving position, there's a few changes here that we've been working on. So the reverser is now mounted in its original position. We reviewed our earlier plans to move that in the cab, and actually it was difficult to operate, so we've moved it back to the original position. It brings us a little bit of a space challenge in one area, but everybody's tried it and thinks we can manage with that okay. We've got the vacuum ejector and the steam brake installed on their bracket now, connected through to the smoke box for the ejector exhaust, and we've just taken off, but we did have on here the spindle plate with all the spindles that operate the steam valves on the manifold. So we've been able to make a big step forward with all the fittings in the cab. Also very important items like the warming plate for the engine crew's lunch there and the baffle plate have been manufactured and installed. And although it may be difficult or impossible to see, in the firebox now we have our brick arch installed with its carriers, so the firebox is complete and ready for the next fire to be lit in the engine. As we like to do in the project, there's a bit of CAD going on here, a bit of cardboard aided design. So we'll have a brass strip here, as per the original Henschel locomotives that used to have a brass bezel around the top of the firebox. But as usual, before we spend that money on the brass items, we like to make it in cardboard. So we're not going to leave that there before anyone writes in. As we're aware, it wouldn't last long on the locomotive. Additionally, in the last few days, we've been able to have the tender coupled up to the loco for a few moves and checks, and people have been able to try the firing position and the space in the cab now with the roof on. Obviously, people have been able to experience that for the first time and realise what a space they have to work in here in the cab. But all the feedback so far has been very positive. So we're looking forward to continuing now with the cab windows as part of the completion of the structure and the fittings and pipe work here in the cab, which will keep us busy in the final stage of the loco's return to steam.